Hey, this is Bob coming at you with a little bit of a informative video. I'm here today with my SCAR 17. This is the 7.62 version of the SCAR, and for many of you out there that have one of these, you know that the magazines are kind of tough to come by. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own magazine for the SCAR, and it will work. If you look at the magazine and if you're familiar with it, you know that they're very familiar looking. FN came out with this magazine many years ago and had it with their FAL rifles. You know, looking at them side by side, this one has a Ranger plate on the bottom. It makes it easy to pull in and out. That's basically the only difference. But when you take your standard FAL magazine and try to insert it into the mag well, you'll notice it does not fit. There are some small modifications we can do to this magazine to make it work in the SCAR rifle. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can do that with some simple home tools. This is one of the FAL magazines that I put together, and I'll show you that you can put it in. It does insert, does charge, does hold back, and it does work. All for about 10 bucks. So anyway, stay tuned for this video and learn how you can make your own SCAR magazine. Alright, here we go. We're going to take a look at some of the tools we're going to be using today. We're going to be using a Dremel, a hammer, some assorted different kinds of files here. We've got the drill bits that we're going to use, a pair of calipers for measuring, a pair of pliers, something to scribe into the side of the magazine. So basically what we're going to be doing here is we have the standard SCAR magazine here, and we have the FAL magazine. And so one of the first things we're going to be doing is we have the mag catch on the front of the FAL magazine. It needs to be hammered down and filed down to make it nice and smooth like this one. If you see here, you see on the SCAR magazine, we have a nice square notch cut into the front of it. This one is kind of hooked, kind of more oblong. We need to make the edges parallel with the sides of the magazine like we have on this one, so we're going to be filing those down. On the top here, we'll see that on the SCAR mag, that we have this feed lip is nice and straight on both sides. And on the FAL magazine, it's more contoured, so we're going to need to file that back a little bit to make it closer to that. And then the biggest pain is going to be putting a mag catch into the side of this magazine, and that's where our calipers are going to come in handy. So we're going to measure twice, cut once. We'll start by drilling a hole into the center of that, and 4 holes on the corners. And then we're going to file those down with the files. So anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at here. Once we're done, we'll have a nice working magazine. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this notch, this mag catch on the front of the FAL magazine, and we're going to flatten that out. And what we can start to do here is we're going to need to disassemble the magazine. Okay, now we're going to hammer down the front. I'm using a standard hammer here, and for those of you that collect FAL magazines, I want you to look away because this could be difficult to watch. So what we've had to do is here we've created a little jig here so we can put the mag on here. With the back pressure, we can hammer that down. And after a little bit of time here, you'll start to see that that is smoothing out quite well. So from here we're going to be taking the files, and we're going to begin filing that down. We want that as nice and as smooth as possible here. And so there we go. I'm going to proceed to do this, and I'll check back here in a second. And now that we've got the rough filing down, we're going to be taking like a jeweler's file, and we're just going to make that nice and smooth. And already telling right here, we've got a real nice profile on that, nice and flat. But we'll just continue to polish that down, make that nice and smooth as possible. And then from here, we're going to be taking the file. We're going to start filing on those lips. So like I said, we want to make the edges of those parallel with the outside. We're going to take away the oblongness on it. So I'll start filing away on that. It takes a little while to do it, but just be patient and go slow. Anyway, I'll catch up to you on the next phase. Okay, so we've got our lips filed down pretty darn close. You're going to want to take some of your calipers here, and you're going to want to just kind of get a quick measurement reading on what the front of those lips are. You know, we don't have to be exact. We want to be pretty close. There we got 13.92, and got 14.09 on there. That should be fine. And you just kind of want to check your measurement at the top of your lips as well. And it looks like we're right in the money. So anyway, from here we've got the feed lips done. We've got the front of the mag catch done, and all we really have left to do is to put that hole in. So be prepared. Here we go. All right. So now we want to measure the hole, and we want to match it up onto the new magazine. So my method here may be a little bit more crude than some, since I don't have a lot of expensive tools. Your method may vary. But basically, I'm going to want to measure where that hole is, and then we're going to find the corresponding spot on this magazine, and we are just going to mark it right there on the mag. So we're going to measure in the 4 different directions. We're going to come up with a square on here, and then we're going to start drilling. Okay, so here we have our hole taped out where we want to put that. And need to get some files in there, so we're going to take the Dremel and we're going to drill some holes into this square so we can get the files in and start going on that. So here we go. And so there we have a rough hole cut out now. And what we're going to take from this point, we're going to take like a triangular sized file, and we're just going to start working that in there. So anyway, I'm going to work on this for the next few minutes, and I'll check back with you guys and let you see my progress. Okay, we just about have it, so I'm just going to continue to file on that, remove the tape here, and we're going to give it our first test fit here in just a minute. Alright, it's been an hour. We've been hard at work, working on our new Frankenstein project. And just as a recap, see that on the front of the magazine we did file down and hammer down that front mag catch on the front of the magazine. We adjusted the contours a bit of the feed lips and the front of the magazine to match that of the SCAR mag. And the biggest pain of all is we added in this this mag release catch on the side. I just want to give you guys a quick demonstration of how this works. As you remember just a few minutes ago at the beginning of the video, when we tried to put the magazine in, it wouldn't even insert. Now we have a magazine, holds open on the last round, ejects just fine, inserts again, bolt release goes forward, good working magazine, $10. You know, would I go out and would I buy a bunch of these magazines and start converting them thinking that I was going to save a bunch of money? You know, I might do it for a couple of them. I've done it for 2 now. But really for me, these magazines are going to be obsolete here in the next few weeks anyway. There's a couple companies out there that are now in the testing phases of making aluminum receivers. And with these aluminum receivers, they have been modified to accept like Magpul PMags and LR308 magazines. Stuff that's a little bit more readily available and at about a third the cost. So what we have here is a nice inexpensive range magazine we can take. You know, I've got a couple SCAR mags and I've got a couple of these now, so I can go out to the range and I don't have to worry about dropping another $100 on 2 magazines just so I can have a good day. Anyway, there we have it. You know, if you have some old FAL magazines laying around, you're not doing anything with them, or if you have a buddy that has them, you know, it might be worth an afternoon project to try to hammer a couple of these out. You know, it's not a very difficult project, but definitely one that's worthwhile if you want to save some money. So anyway, we'll catch you guys all at the range, and thanks for tuning in.